Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today we will be discussing about the factorial design for a process optimization. You know that the factorial design is very crucial in the design of any biological, chemical or mathematical processes. So today we will be learn about the fractional factorial design, which is also known as the Plackett-Bärman design. We will use the Minitab 14 software to design the matrix and for the analysis of the data. We will take the example of an enzymatic process or enzyme production process, say for example, and we will design an entire matrix, and then we will record the response, and then we will analyze the data. So first of all, we have to open up the Minitab software, and then we have to select the stat, and under the heading of the stat we will go under the DOE. DOE means design of the experiments, and after that we will go in the factorial design. In factorial design we will click on the create a factorial design, where we will be able to define our parameters, that which factor we should include. Then after clicking on the factorial design matrix, we will see this dialog box, and there are four options: 2-level factorial design, default generator, and 2-level factorial design, Plackett-Bärman design, and general full factorial design. So today we will see about the Plackett-Bärman design, which is also known as a fractional factorial design. Then we will select the Plackett-Bärman design, and then we will select the factors, that how many factors we want to incorporate or we want to study for an enzymatic production reaction. So we will select the 4 factors, and then we will select the available factorial design, from which we will select a 5th level of resolution, because 5th level of resolution will be good and it will allow to eliminate the aliased or confounding effect from an process. Then we will select on OK, and then we will click on the design, and we will select the number of the runs, that actually we want to either we want to 20 runs, 12 runs, 24 runs, and these runs depends upon the feasibility and the resources of our laboratory or our limitations. So then we will select it, and we will select 20 parameters, and center points we will select 2 center points. That means if we are selecting the 20 parameters, 20 runs, then there will be 2 center points, that means total 22. Then we will define the factors, like first our factor is wheat-bran, and another is NaCl concentration in percentage. Then our third factor is pH, and our fourth factor is temperature. So we will select the lower and higher value of these. Suppose for wheat-bran the lower value is 5% and the higher value is 10%. For NaCl it is lower value 5%, or we can express the NaCl in form of molar concentration, but we will express it here in percentage concentration. So 5% and 10%. Then we will define the pH. The lower value of the pH would be 8 and the higher would be 10. Then the temperature we will define, minimum will be 30 and maximum will be, or higher will be 36. Then we will click on OK, and then we will click upon the options and we have to nothing to do with it. Then results, here we should remember that we want both summary table as well as design table, so that it can help us in the experimental design and hassle free processing. So we will select on summary table and design table, and we will click upon OK. Then we will design our matrix. This is our design, that there are 4 factors, replicates are 1, base runs are 22, center points are 2, and the total runs hence became 22. Then the total number of blocks is 1 and base blocks is 1. There are the center points, these are the 2 center points, and these are the 22 runs, and these are the matrices of every run. So we will go ahead, and then we will see that this is the design matrix in a tabular form. Now suppose this design has been created. Now we have to run our entire process or enzymatic reaction for defined time period. Suppose it is 2 days, 3 days or 24 hours. Then we have to record the response in form of enzyme activity unit per ml or IU or international units. We will define here as protease activity unit per ml. So protease activity unit per ml. So we will put values. Suppose we have got this is the hypothetical situation, and we will insert the entire data of our recorded responses. Suppose in number 4 run, or number 2, it is 102 units, number 3 98 units, number 4 110 units, like that, and then we will do it accordingly. Suppose in number 20 it is 173 unit per ml, and in 21 it is 189, 22 it is 193 unit per ml. Then we will select. Now we have to analyze the data, that what is the feasibility and which factor are affecting mostly the enzyme secretion properties. So we will select this, and we will go in the stat once again, then DOE, then factorial, and now we will click upon the analyze the factorial design. Our response is in the form of protease activity. Then we will define the terms. These 4 terms we have to include, as we have incorporated 4 factors. Then covariates, it is of no use. Then prediction, it is also of no use. Then graphs, we want to incorporate normal, Pareto chart, and 4 in 1 means 4 plots in 1. Then we will press on OK, and we will obtain the results of these all 4 factors. If suppose someone wants to for individual factor, then it would be selected. Now we will click upon the results, and then storage and wait. Storage, we have to analyze, and we have to define that which type of plots we want, like fitted value plot, residual plots, standardized effect plots, and deleted residuals. We will select all these to see that, to scrutinize our maximum of the data. The design matrix, factorial, effects, coefficients, high, Cook's distance, and DFITS, all these we will select, and we will press on OK. These are the various charts which we have selected. Then we will see firstly the Pareto charts. As we can see that wheat bran is very significant, as it shows the higher number of standardized effect, and pH is lesser, pH, NaCl, and temperature is much lesser, affecting the process. Then we will see the normal probability graph, and we can see that in red color wheat bran is the most significant, while rest of the 3 are non-significant. Then we can see the table, and these are the Pareto charts as we have seen earlier. Then we will see the standard effects and normal plots for residuals, residual versus the fitted values, then the histograms of the residuals, that normal distribution of the data is there or any biasness is observed. So these graphs will allow that which type of the data distribution is elucidated in the particular format. Then you can see that in this tabular form there are protease activity, FITS 1, FITS 2, SRE1. These are the various statistical analyses, and then we will move forward and we can find out that the wheat bran, whenever the concentration of the wheat bran is increasing, the production of the protease is also increased. So this can be evident from normalized plot as well as from Pareto chart. So we will see the entire data statistical analysis or ANOVA analysis. These are the various factors and protease activities. Now we will see the analysis of the variances, ANOVA analysis. In this dialog box we can see that all of our data is defined here. As we can see that 4 factors have been taken, replicates are 1, center points are 2, and total runs are 22. Then this is the design matrix, as we can see. Then this is the significance analysis, factorial fit, means this is the factorial analysis. We can see that the wheat bran is most significant as p value is near to 0, while the pH is 0.541 significant, which is also significant. Rest of the other factors are not so potent, which can affect the process. Then there is a curvature in the data is observed, that and pure error, lack of fit, residual errors. These are the analysis of the variance, ANOVA analysis. Then unusual observations can also be seen, that which of the order or run order shows unusual observation, which cannot be due to the experiments, and it may be due to the contamination or some human errors. So this is not possible, so we can eliminate this reading from our analysis, and then we can generate these plots. And we can see here it is clearly written, and there are estimated coefficients. These are the mean values and standardized effect mean values. So hence this Plackett-Berman design, as discussed earlier, is very useful in the design of any experiment, in particularly enzyme production kinetics, because by one variable at a time method or one factor at a time methods, it is not possible to look out into the entire process, and statistical significance of the data cannot be adjusted. And so if there are many factors, then it will take huge time for a researcher to carry out his experiment, his or her experiment. So Plackett-Berman design in Minitab is very easy task. Hope you will find this video is helpful, and many other software are also used like Design Experts. If any query, then please comment in comment box. Please do subscribe my channel if you like the video. Thank you very much.